Carroll game last week. The whistle blows, and these two football teams, not a lot of light held with each other anyway, and Jason Graber gets the kick away, and it's going to be, and we have a flag on the play.
And I tell you what, it's thrown by the, it looks like, I don't know, Kirk may have been.
I believe that the Kirk Academy Raiders stepped into the restraining zone a little bit quick, and that's an offsides penalty, and that'll be a 5-yard step-off.
Although Jason Graber's moving the tee back.
So we're awaiting the call here. I believe it's going to be a 5-yard step-off against the Kirk. And that's what it is. It's offsides is the call against the Kirk Academy Raiders. Lee Academy coach will kick off from their 45-yard line. I think, Rich, if Lee Academy had had their choice tonight, they probably would have preferred to play defense first anyway.
Oh, I don't think there's any question about that.
Jason Graber's got the football teed up at the 45. The same three youngsters, Jeff Walker, Jason Neal, and Paul Frederick are deep for the Kirk Academy Raiders. And with this win, Jason Graber may have a chance to kick this into the end zone. As both crowds are alive, the whistle blows again, and Jason Graber's approaching the football and gets the kick away. It's a driving kick. It's going to sail out of the back of the end zone. And the Lee Academy coach will go on defense. And Kirk Academy will have it first down and 10 yards to go from their own 20-yard line. This is the most emotional I've seen the Lee Academy coach this year, Rick.
I'm going to tell you what, they're looking good. I noticed right there on the kickoff, Graber was having a little jawboning going on. I didn't catch the number. It might have been number 1 for the Raiders. But, hey, it's kind of setting the tone for the evening.
Kirk Academy will break cover, and they will send a wide receiver to the right and a wide receiver to the left. And Paul Frederick's got Jeff Walker close. And Jason Neal deep out of the I formation, looking at a Lee Academy 5-man front. And there's a handoff to Jason Neal, who's going to be tackled at the line of scrimmage. Number 33, Stone Street, with help from Eric Williams, knocked Jason Neal down for no gain. And make it second down. Let's give him a yard on the play. Make it second down and 9 for the Kirk Academy Raiders. Football game is just underway on an absolutely gorgeous night for football. Kirk Academy breaks huddle with a wide receiver left, with trip wide receivers to the left now, and one running back behind Frederick. They bring motion, and there's a handoff to Walker, and Walker's trying to get to the corner, and is going to be tackled out over the 25-yard line to about the 27 or 28-yard line. So either trip receiver to the left, they just brought Jeff Walker in motion back to the right and gave it to him on a sweep. And he got to the 28-yard line and brings up third down and 2 for the Kirk Academy Raiders. 11:06 to go in the first quarter of the football game.
I tell you what, ever since the Pilla game, when they came back out with trip receivers, everybody else has been showing that formation to the coach. I think it was a Pilla game.
That's correct. Kirk Academy breaks huddle with trip receivers again to the right this time. One running back, Jeff Walker, behind Frederick. Lee Academy coach running a 6-man front. Frederick, walking out his signals, is going to fake and going to keep the football as into the secondary. And Paul Frederick is going to want to score a touchdown. He's going to go all the way for a touchdown. Great play call by the Kirk Academy coaching staff as they fake the dive to Jeff Walker, and Paul Frederick with great speed just kept it off left tackle and ran 78 yards for a touchdown, and Kirk Academy's broken on top 6-0 with 10:31 to go in the first quarter.
Tell you, a minute and a half into the ball game, a great call by the Kirk Academy coaching staff. Like you said, they just had everybody going in one way. Frederick brought it right back across in a wide open territory. Kirk Academy, we struck.
Kirk Academy will have Jeff Walker attempting the extra point. The snap is going to be back. It's a little high, fielded nicely. The kick is away, and the kick is good. Kirk Academy 7, Lee Academy nothing. We pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy football. Paul Frederick, the kick is going to be away, and Walker's going to kick a low line drive kick. It's going to be fielded by Wayne Bolden inside the 5-yard line. And he's coming back up the field, and is going to be knocked down as he fights out over the 15-yard line to about the 16. As that was a hard kick to handle, Rich, one of those low line drive type kicks. And it got past Wayne. He had to go back inside to pick it up, inside the 5 to pick it up, and makes a nice run out over the 15-yard line to the 16-yard line.
It almost looked like one of the up men almost touched the ball and kind of got it moving away from Wayne, but First and 10 for the Colts.
Colts break Cuttle and send Jason Graber wide to the left. Cooper Tyner's in the slot to the left. And out of the split backfield, Chase Maxey with Shannon Hood and Bradley Gordon is barking out his signals, and we're going to run the dive to Shannon Hood, and Shannon Hood is going to run the football out over the 20-yard line. Let's give him the 20-yard line. Going to be a pickup of about 3 or 4 on the play. Let's give him 3 and make it 2nd down and 7 yards to go. The crowd on the Lee Academy side has gotten quiet all of a sudden, Rich, as the Kirk Academy Raiders have struck like lightning. 2nd down and 7 yards to go for the Lee Academy Colts. We send Jason Graber wide to the left. Preston Fraser's in the slot to the left. And out of the I formation on 2nd and 7, Chase Maxey is going to sprint to the left to throw, gets protection, is looking, now going to be sacked. Back inside the 15-yard line, about the 10-yard line. Good coverage out there by the Kirk Academy Raiders. Chase had time to throw. It was just good coverage by the Kirk Academy Raiders. Lost back to the 10-yard line, loss of about 10 on the play, and make it 3rd down and 15 yards to go.
Colts need to get something going here. Establish a little bit of a game plan.
Colts get Cooper Tyner into the football game, replacing Preston Fraser. And Jason Graber goes split to the left. Cooper Tyner will be split to the right. And out of the split backfield, Chase Maxey is under the center, barking out his signals. Looking at a 5-man front, straight back to throw. Looking, is going to set a screen up, and it's just going to be overthrown as the Kirk Academy Raiders had it defense really well out there, Rich.
Well, they really did. They were all over him. It's a good thing he just overthrew the ball at that time, because had the catch been made, it would have been another loss, and it really would have put the Colts in a hole kicking.
4th down and 15 yards to go for the Lee Academy coach. Todd Stanton will stand just inside our end zone. Snapping will be Matt Sanders. Jason Neal and Jeff Walker will be back deep to receive for the Kirk Academy Raiders, standing just inside their territory. And there's a good snap that Todd's going to pull down and going to get the kick away, and it's going to be a good kick. That's going to bounce at midfield, going to take a Lee Academy bounce back inside the 45-yard line, going to be down at the 40. So good kick by Todd Stanton. Gets the Lee Academy Colts out of a jam with 8:24 to go in the first quarter.
45 yards on that one. Of course, it's with the wind, but Todd really needed to get a good one and kind of get the Colts out of a hole, and let's get our defense going here. These guys got character, Albert.
Good kick by Todd Stanton, and the Kirk Academy Raiders will have it 1st down and 10 yards to go from their own 41-yard line, and they break Cuttle and send a wide receiver to the right, and they have trip wide receivers to the right now, and one running back behind Frederick. Frederick's under the center and going to run the inside trap to Jeff Walker, and Walker's going to break a tackle and going to get up close to the 45-yard line, going to gain almost 5 yards before he's knocked down. Coach hit him at the line of scrimmage, and he just broke loose.
Well, they know Walker's reputation of being a good player and a hard runner. They're going to see it tonight, but we also have a good defense out.
Pick up a 4 on the play, and Kirk Academy has it 2nd down and 6 yards to go from the Kirk Academy 45-yard line. They break huddle and send 3 wide receivers to the left and 1 running back behind Frederick, and they send motion, and we're going to throw a pass over the middle. It's going to be knocked down at the line of scrimmage by the coach. I believe Cooper Tyner might have intercepted that ball had it got there good, but Coach had it read nicely and brings up 3rd down now, 3rd down and 6 for the Kirk Academy Raiders.
Raiders showing a lot of different formations on offense so far, moving the ball, just showing the coach giving the coach a lot of things to look at.
3rd down and 6 yards to go for Kirk Academy. They lead in the football game 7-0 with 7:33 to go in the first quarter, and they break huddle in an I formation with a wide receiver left and a slot to the left. And Frederick is going to sprint out and going to run the draw play to Neal, and Neal's going to be knocked down for a loss. Number 44, Kerry Middleton, did a good job there and knocked Neal down for a loss, and brings up 4th down and about 10 yards to go for the Kirk Academy Raiders, and they'll be forced to punt. 7:16 to go in the first quarter of the football game. A lot better defensive stand that time by the Lee Academy Colts. Kirk Academy looks like they may be a player short as the clock is moving. 7:01 to go, 7 minutes to go. And they better hurry up and get this play off. Jeff Walker's their punter, a world-class punter. He gets a good snap and going to get the kick away. and it's a driving kick that's going to be fielded by Wayne Boland. And Wayne Boland is going to be knocked down inside the 25-yard line at about the 24-yard line, and the Colts will go on offense right there at their own 24, trailing 7-0 with 6 minutes and 42 seconds to go in the first quarter of the football game.
I tell you, the Raiders show a lot of speed and a lot of speed on their special teams. They really got downfield quick that time.
Lee Academy Colts will break huddle and send Jason Graber wide to the right. Cooper Tyner is going to go wide to the left. And Eric Williams and Bradley Gordon are split behind senior quarterback Maxey. And Maxey's looking at a blitz, barking out his signals, maybe checking off at the line of scrimmage as they're showing blitz. And he's straight back to throw, getting pressure, and is going to be sacked. Back inside the 20-yard line at about the 18-yard line. And that's going to be a loss of about 5 on the play and make it 2nd down and 15. Ivy Dees checks into the football game for the Lee Academy Colts, bringing out Graber on 2nd down and 15 yards to go. The drop back pass is something new for us, Rich. We've been running sprint outs all year. Ivy Dees goes wide to the left. Cooper Tyner's wide to the right. And out of the split backfield on 2nd down and 15 yards to go. Maxey straight back in the pocket to throw again and throws the football over the middle. It's caught by Scott Flowers out at midfield. Goes wide to the left. Cooper Tyner's wide to the right. And out of the split backfield on 2nd down and 15 yards to go. Maxey straight back in the pocket. Scott Flowers out at midfield at about the 49-yard line on a great throw by senior quarterback Maxey to junior tight end Scott Flowers. And the Lee Academy Colts are in business now. 1st down and 10 yards to go from their own 49-yard line.
Boy, Chase looked good on that one, and I guarantee you the Scott Flowers was great. Ran a great pattern that time. Just got right in the seam. Maxey saw it, connected on it. Great pass. Great move by the Colts.
Great catch by Scott Flowers. Lee Academy now will send Jason Graber wide to the left. Cooper Tyner will slot left. Out of the I formation with Williams close. Bradley Gordon deep. Looking at a 5-man Pillow Academy front. We're going to run the option play and going to pitch it to Gordon. And Gordon's going to break a tackle and going to get inside of Kirk Academy territory, inside the 45-yard line to about the 42-yard line. 1st down and pickup of about 9 on the play. Make it 2nd down and 1 for the Lee Academy Colts.
I tell you, I don't know if you saw it, but Jody Holland, who made the tackle, was taken out pretty well by Scott Flowers that time. Got up and made the tackle on Bradley Gordon.
4:45 to go in the first quarter. We got to hurry up and get this play on. We're a little bit late getting it in. Colts are going to break huddle now. Send Jason Graber wide to the left. Preston Fraser is going to be in the slot to the left. And out of the I formation, Williams close. Bradley Gordon deep on 2nd down and 1. Lee Academy Colts looking at a 5-man Kirk front. And they're going to throw a pass down here to Flowers. And Flowers is going to catch it again. All right. He's inside the 20, down to the 15-yard line. And the Lee Academy Colts are in business now, deep in Kirk Academy territory. Preston Fraser is going to be in the slot to the left. And out of the I formation, Williams close. Bradley Gordon deep on 2nd down and 1. Lee Academy Colts looking at a 5-man Kirk front. And they're going to again. All right. He's inside the 20, down to the 15-yard line. And the Lee Academy Colts are in business now, deep in Kirk Academy territory at Kirk Academy's 16-yard line.
Boy, I tell you what, you just couldn't ask for anything better. Chase came up with a little pump, kind of froze the defender, and Scott just found the way open, and another great catch by Flowers.
4:21 to go in the first quarter. Colts have first down and 10 yards to go from Kirk Academy's 16-yard line. We break Caudill and send Jason Graber wide to the left. Cooper Tyner will be in the slot to the left. Tight end Flowers. Mr. Everything for us tonight. It's on the right-hand side. And out of the I formation, looking at a Kirk Academy 5-man front, Chase Maxey going to run a quarterback sneak and going to get inside the 15-yard line down to about the 13-yard line before he's knocked down by the interior of the Kirk Academy line. Let's give him 2 yards on the play, make it 2nd and 8. Second down and 8 yards to go for the Lee Academy Colts. They trail 7-0, 3:41 to go in the first quarter of this football game. We break Caudill and send Cooper Tyner wide to the left. Ivy Dees will go wide to the right. And out of the split backfield, Eric Williams and Bradley Gordon are lined up behind Chase Maxey. The tight end's on the left-hand side, and Maxey trying to draw him offside. We're going to run the veer handoff to Williams, and Williams is going to get down close to the 10-yard line. Might have got inside the 10-yard line. We'll wait and see where the spot is. Just inside the 10, but we'll call it the 10. And brings up third down now. Third down and 3 yards to go for the Lee Academy Colts. Let's call it 3rd and 4. Jason Graber checks into the football game for the Colts, bringing out Ivy Dees on 3rd down and 4 yards to go. The Lee Academy Colts with 2 minutes and 50 seconds to go in the first quarter, trying to get the tying touchdown. Out of the I formation, Graber to the right, and Cooper Tyner's to the left. Chase Maxey's barking out his signals on 3rd and 4. They're showing blitz, and Maxey's going to run right in the middle for a touchdown. Great read by 15, Chase Maxey. Right, and Cooper Tyner's to the left. Chase Maxey's barking out his signals on 3rd and 4. They're showing blitz. Great read by 15, Chase Maxey. Chase Maxey, that's an automatic call, I believe, as he just took it right up the middle, untouched for a touchdown, and the Lee Academy Colts have scored to make it 7-6, and Jason Graber will tee the football up at the 10. Chase Maxey will hold, Jack Laney will snap, and this is a good football game.
Man, I'm going to tell you what, Chase just nudges the center, and he's gone.
Here's the snap. It's back. The kick is up. The kick is good. Lee Academy 7, Kirk Academy 7. We pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy football.
Hey, he needs to be able.
Ball game. The Lee Academy Colts have driven 84 yards for a touchdown. Joe Simcox blows the whistle. Jason Graber's got it teed up on the left hash mark and gets the kick away. And it's a driving kick that's going to go out of bounds. He's got to do one of them a game. Kirk Academy will have it first down and 10 yards to go from their own 35-yard line. Boy, we don't need to give them that field position against the wind. Kirk Academy will have the football at the 35. Lee Academy defense comes onto the football field. Will be called on again, just like we've been called on all year long, Rich.
Well, I'm going to tell you what, Albert. This is a well of a game going on here. You're red in the face. You know that?
I see my friend Dr. Bo Marley down there, so if I do pass out, Dr. Marley probably has got some medicine in his car that he can give me. Kirk Academy's got it first down and 10 yards to go from their own 35-yard line, and they line up with the 3 wide receivers to the left and 1 running back behind Frederick, and Frederick is going to give the football to Walker, and Walker's going to be drag Lee Academy tacklers to the 40-yard line, dragging Scott Flowers and dragging Stony Stone Street to the 40-yard line. Pick up a 5 on the play. Second down and 5, and 14's a load.
I tell you what, like I said just a little while ago, they know his reputation. They know he's a hard runner. They're going to see a lot of him tonight.
2:12 to go in the first quarter of the football game. Colts have tied at 7-7. Clock is running. They send wide receivers to the right and the left, and out of the I formation, Walker close. Neal is deep. Frederick is going to run a pass and going to try to dance into the second down. Is going to be knocked down. Jack Laney back there disrupted the play, and then Bradley Gordon and number 59, Richard Lewis, came up and finished him off. And Frederick loses about 2 yards on the play and makes it 3rd down and 7.
I tell you can't give that loss to anybody but Jack Laney because he was just in there so quick and all on Frederick so fast that the play just had no way to develop.
Kirk is going to be the team that's going to put terrific pressure on our defensive ends tonight. And for us to have a chance to win, Jack Laney and Scott Flowers have got to play the game of their lives. And they line up in the I formation again on 3rd down and 7. And Frederick's back to throw and getting great protection and throws the football down. It's going to be incomplete. Knocked out of there by Jason Graber. Number 18 headed for a minute. That's Houston Hartley, and Graber slipped up behind him and slapped the ball away, and the Lee Academy coach have forced him into a punting situation for the 2nd time tonight. Set a 4th down and 7 yards to go. Wayne Bolden and Bradley Gordon will get deep. Jeff Walker will be doing the punting for the Kirk Academy Raiders, and we're going to try to block it as Bradley Gordon's walking up there behind the center, and that's a sure sign we're going to try to block it. Wayne Bolden is the only receiver deep, and Bradley Gordon's going to come right up the middle. Here's the snap, and we're going to get it. We missed it. Most.
I tell you what.
The football bounces inside of Lee Academy territory, inside the 30, and we.
I tell you what.
Football bounces inside of Lee Academy territory, inside the 30, and we'd be down at the 24.
But I'm going to tell you what, Albert, the shortness of that kick compared to what Walker can do was brought on by the rush that the Colts put on him. He heard them coming.
Great pressure by the Colts. 1:04 to go in the first quarter of this football game. The Lee Academy Colts go on offense from their own 23-yard line. 1st down and 10 yards to go. Chase Maxey steps into the huddle and calls out his play. And we break huddle and send Cooper Tyner wide to the left. Jason Graber will go wide to the right. Tight end Scott Flowers is lined up on the left-hand side. And Shannon Hood is close. And Bradley Gordon is deep out of the I formation. All-conference center Matt Sanders is over the football. And Maxey's barking out his signals, looking at a 5-man Kirk Academy front. And we're going to run the option, and we're going to pitch the football to Gordon, and Gordon's going to get over the 25-yard line and going to get close to the 30-yard line before he's knocked down by the Kirk Academy Raider defense. Let's give him the 30, pick up of about 7 on the play, make it 2nd down and 3.
I tell you what, good play calling and good ball handling by Maxey that time. He kept it to the absolute last moment before he threw it out to Gordon.
33 seconds to go in the first quarter. The clock is running. Lee Academy Colts. Send Jason Graber wide to the left. Preston Fraser will be in the slot to the left. On 2nd down and 4, out of the split backfield with Shannon Hood and Bradley Gordon behind senior quarterback Maxey. Maxey's barking out his signals. They're going to give the football to Shannon Hood on the outside veer, and Hood is going to take the football. I think Chase wanted to pull it out, and Shannon just wouldn't let him have it, and he's going to gain about a yard on the play and brings up 3rd down. 3rd down and about 3 as the first quarter comes to an end. First quarter's over. We're tied 7-7. We pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy football. For the Lee Academy coach, and we break huddle and send Jason Graber wide to the left. Preston Fraser will be in the slot to the left. Shannon Hood and Bradley Gordon are split behind Chase Maxey, and tight end Scott Flowers is lined up on the right-hand side, and Kirk Academy is in a 5-man front, and Maxey on 3rd and 3 is going to take the snap and going to give it on the veer to Hood, and Hood is going to stretch for the 1st down. I think he got it.
I believe he got it. Yes, sir, he got it.
As he noses the football out close to the 30-yard line and picks up 35-yard line, and picks up 1st down yardage for the Lee Academy coach.
I tell you what, he got his head on straight when he knew how to get that ball just where he needed it.
Shannon Hood, really and truly, I think if the truth be known, is just now getting back into playing shape after suffering the turf toe about mid-season. And we need him at this time of the year, and he's produced the last 2 games. 11:45 to go in the first half of the game, and out of the split backfield, we send motion in the form of Cooper Tyner back to the right, and Maxey is sprinting to the left, is getting pressure, is going to have to run the football and going to lose yardage. Back inside the 35-yard line at about the 37, and that'll be a loss of about 2 or 3 on the play, and make it second down. Second down and 12.
I tell you what, that's almost a gain of 5, though, because he was almost fixing to lose another 5 there, but he made a good move, got back up, headed downfield, and was able to get the ball as close to the line of scrimmage as he could.
Inside linebacker for Kirk, Jeff Walker, came through unblocked that time, and Chase made a great move just to get away. We're in a wide receivers both ways, and Maxey sprints out to the left, is just going to throw the football here incomplete, intended for Gordon, as they're getting good pressure on Chase up the middle. Number 10 for Kirk Academy, that's Bill Deffenbaugh. Put pressure on Chase and makes it third down and 12 yards to go for the Lee Academy Colts. Good crowd on hand from Grenada on the other side. Excellent crowd on this side of Clarksdale Lee fans. And Kirk and the Lee Academy Colts will break the huddle and send Jason Graber wide to the left, and Cooper Tyner will be wide to the right. And out of the I formation, they've got single coverage on Graber out here. Now they're walking their free safety over. They're going to double cover him. Maxey is going to run the option and going to pitch it to Gordon. And Gordon's going to try to get to the corner and going to be run down by Paul Frederick, the speedy free safety, and he tackles Bradley Gordon at the 35. Gain of about 3 on the play, but make it 4th down and 9. Todd Stanton will check into the football game for the Lee Academy Colts, and he'll be standing at about his 21-yard line to punt, and Jeff Walker and Jason Neal will get deep for the Kirk Academy Raiders. And the Lee Academy defense is going to be called on again. This time, Kirk will have the wind. Matt Sanders gets the snap away, and Todd gets the kick away against the wind. It's going to bounce inside of Kirk Academy territory, and we'll be down at about the 44-yard line. So not a very good kick that time by Todd, but he's punting into the wind. And Kirk Academy will have good field position inside of their own 45-yard line at the 43. So the Lee Academy Colt defense once again will be called on to stop the Kirk Academy offense. Paul Frederick, the senior quarterback, checks into the football game. Lee Academy Colts in their 5-man front. Bradley Rybold is in the football game now at nose tackle, giving Matt Sanders a little break. And normally when Bradley comes in, he makes a pretty big play the first time. Let's keep an eye on him, Rich. They're in a trip wide receiver to the left, and Frederick is back to throw and going to run a quarterback draw right up the middle. Is going to be tackled by Clay Dabbs. He got over the 45-yard line to about the 47 before Clay Dabbs knocked him down, and that'll be a pickup of about 4 on the play and make it second down and 6 yards to go for the Kirk Academy Raiders from their own 47.
Good open field tackle, really, by Clay Dabbs on that one, because Frederick is a little fast scat back. I'm telling you, he can move and he can dive. And
they're in trip receivers to the left again, and Frederick with one running back, his sprints out to the left, is looking, throws a... It's intercepted by Clay Dabbs! And Clay Dabbs is at the 40! And Clay Dabbs is going to go all the way for a touchdown! Clay Dabbs, number 56, carries it the distance for a touchdown!
Dive. And
they're in trip receivers to the left again, and Frederick with one running back, his sprints out to the left, is looking, throws a... It's intercepted by Clay Dabbs! And Clay Dabbs is at the 40! And Clay Dabbs is going to go all the way for a touchdown! And Frederick with one running back. 6'11", 333. 6'11", 313-pound inside linebacker Clay Downs carries it the distance. Jason Graber's got the football teed up at the 10. Joey Spinks is a little bit late getting onto the field. Chase Maxey, the holder's a little late getting onto the field. Colts on top 13-7. Maxey awaiting the snap. It's back a little high. Graber kicks the football up. It's good. Lee Academy 14, Kirk Academy 7. We pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy football. Jason Graber has the football teed up at the 40. Jeff Walker and Jason Neal and Paul Frederick are deep for the Kirk Academy Raiders. And Jason Graber's approaching the football and gets the kick away. And it's a high kick. It's going to bounce. We can get the football. We get it. We can get it. I don't know who got it. We'll just wait and see. I believe Kirk got it.
Got it.
As that football bounced, and Lee Academy coach had a chance to recover it. But Kirk Academy's Jeff Walker very alertly falls on the football at his own 30-yard line. And the Colts defense will go right there on the Colt defense will come into the football game again as Kirk will have it first down and 10 yards to go from their own 30. They trail in the football game 14-7 with 8:52 to go in the first half. But they break cover and send the wide receivers right and left, and out of the I formation, Paul Frederick with Walker close is going to give the football to Walker, and Walker's going to run the football out over the 35-yard line to about the 37, and it's going to be a pickup of about 7 on the play. And number 14, Jeff Walker's a good runner, Rich.
No question about it. He's got the numbers that he's carried all year long. I tell you what, he just did a good job of maintaining what balance he had and advancing that ball.
Second down and 3 yards to go for the Kirk Academy Raiders, and once again they're in an I formation. We need for Matt Sanders to make a big play. And there he is, right there, as Matt Sanders stops him for no loss, for no gain. I formation, we need as Matt Sanders stops him for no loss, for no gain, as Jeff Walker is going to be stopped at the line of scrimmage and going to bring up third down now, third down at about 3. Did you know Matt's got a little speaker in his helmet? When I talk and tell him to make a big play, he hears me?
There must be several of them out there do that, huh? How about that, Doc? You believe that?
Third down and 3 yards to go for the Kirk Academy Raiders. Another big play here for the Lee Academy defense. Kirk breaks huddle and sends a wide receiver to the left and a wide receiver to the right. And they're going to be in a split backfield now behind Frederick. They're going to run the option. And we're in a 5-man front. Come on, Matt. And they're going to run the inside trap to Neal. And Neal probably throwing for a long. Stony Street along with Scott Flowers and number 66, Matt Sanders. Man front. Come on, Matt. Stone Street, along with Scott Flowers and number 66, Matt Sanders, in there through Jason Neal for a loss back to the 35, and brings up fourth down and 5 yards to go for the Kirk Academy Raiders. And Jeff Walker will punt, and he may punt this into the end zone from there, the leg he's got. Bradley Gordon and Wayne Bolden are standing at our 20, and Jeff Walker will be standing at about his 22-yard line to punt this football. Snap is back, and it's a good snap. And Walker's going to get the kick away, and it is a driving kick. Wayne Bolden's going to field, and Wayne Bolden's going to slip down. Inside the 15-yard line, they're going to be knocked down at about the 17-yard line. And a good field that time by Wayne Bolden. His feet just slipped out from under him. And the Colts go on offense, first down and 10 yards to go from their own 17.5-yard line.
I'm going to tell you, Walker has an unusual style of kicking. He keeps the ball real low on his steps. He's a blockable kicker. I'm going to tell you, if we get a chance, we're going to block him.
We're going to block one of them for the night's over. Clay Dabbs gets a break as Jack Laney checks into the football game at strong guard. And out of the I formation with Eric Williams close. And Chuck Scott now deep. Out of the I, a new set of running backs in for the Colts. On first down and 10, we're going to run the inside handoff to Eric Williams, and Eric Williams is going to get out close to the 20-yard line before he's knocked down by the Kirk Academy defense. Pickup of about 2 on the play, make it second down and 8 yards to go for the Lee Academy Colts from their own 20.
Greg Maxey, I hope you're loving this one, man, because there's a ball game going on.
If you hear us over there, Greg, give us a wave, buddy.
There you go.
Second down and 8 yards to go for the Lee Academy Colts as we send Jason Graber wide to the left. Preston Frazier is wide to the right. And out of the split backfield, senior quarterback Chase Maxey is going to run misdirection to Eric Williams, and Eric Williams is going to be tackled after about a 2-yard gain. Out over the 20 to the 22. And they're going to bring up third down and 6 yards to go for the Lee Academy Colts. Good tackle that time by inside linebacker number 14, Jeff Walker.
I'm going to tell you, Kirk Academy is a good football team, Albert.
Yes, sir. Clay Dabbs over here getting a rest on the sidelines. Coach trying to keep our players fresh. And there's a very physical football game. Depth is going to be a big deal here. Colts out of the I formation on third down and 6. Have wide receivers both ways. And Maxey is looking at a 5-man Kirk Academy front. And he's going to run the option play to Chuck Scott, and Scott is going to get over the 25-yard line and out to about the 27 before he's knocked down. He's going to be short of the first down by about, looks like by about a yard and a half. As we're waiting to see, it's short. We know that, but by how much, we don't know. By about a half a yard, they got it spotted at the 27-yard line. So let's see what the Colts do here. I'd go for this, Rich. 4:33 to go in the first half. The Colts have called timeout.
I think it's obvious it's a good half
I think Chase
yard.
Maxey was asking for a measurement, and I think Joe Simcox is showing him that the football is obviously short. I tell you, it's not short by much, though.
No, it's not half a yard. That's 18 inches, I think.
Fourth down for the Lee Academy Colts, and we get our punting team into the football game, protecting a 7-point lead with 4:23 to go in the first half of the football game. So in a football game of this magnitude, the punt is the good thing to do. As the snap is back, and Todd gets a good snap and gets a pretty good kick away. That Jason Neal is going to let hit. It's going to take a Kirk Academy bounce and going to be down back inside of the Lee Academy territory at the 45-yard line with 3:59 to go in the first half. Colt defense is going to be called on one more time, Rich.
Well, just 3:59 remaining in the first half. 14-7 is a score. Lee Academy on top. Defense put them on top there with Clay Dabbs' interception and return for a touchdown. Clay told me before the game that he was going to score a touchdown because he didn't want his daddy to be the only one in his family ever scored a touchdown. I don't know if there's any truth to that or not.
Paul Frederick sends 2 wide receivers to the right and 1 to the left. And out of the no tight end set, out of the I formation, Frederick is going to run the option play and going to pitch it out here to Neal. And Neal is going to throw the football, and the Colts are going to follow it, I think. The Lee Academy Colts have recovered Jason Neal's fumble out over the 40 at the 42-yard line with 3:34 to go in the first half of the football game. 66, Matt Sanders, everything for the Lee Academy Colts. Boy, isn't it funny how the great players always rise to the top in the crucial situations, Rich.
Well, that's a great statement, Albert.
And I think that Matt Sanders can truly be classified as a great player.
I'm going to tell you, there's quite a few of them on that field in the green jerseys tonight.
Out of the split backfield, we send motion back to the right in the form of Cooper Tyner, and Chase Maxey is barking out his signals and sprints to the left. And we're throwing the football to Chuck Scott out of the backfield. He drops it. Football's a little bit behind him, but Chuck probably should have caught that football out over the 45-yard line at the 46, but he dropped it and brings up 2nd and 10.
Boy, he was open, too. They were closing on him, but he was open, and Chuck Scott knows he should have had that ball probably.
Football was thrown a little bit behind him, but probably a catchable ball. With 3:09 to go in the first half of the football game, the Colts are on top 14-7. We send wide receiver to the left, Jason Graber. Wide receiver to the right is Cooper Tyner. And out of the I formation with Hood close and Bradley Gordon deep, Chase Maxey is barking out his signals. And there's a pitch sweep to Gordon. And Gordon is trying to get to the corner and is going to be knocked down for a loss. Bradley Gordon might have been, I believe that play got off on a little out of sync because it looked like Bradley might have been in motion.
I think it was. I don't think there's a flag on the field, but it did look like we might have been guilty of a little movement before the snap.
Kind of threw the play out of sync as Bradley had tried to get set and act like he hadn't moved. Preston Fraser checks into the football game for Cooper Tyner, and we send Preston Fraser wide to the left and Jason Graber's wide to the right. And out of the split backfield was Shannon Hood and Bradley Gordon behind senior quarterback Maxey. He's straight back in the pocket to throw and throws it over the middle. It's going to be intercepted by Paul Frederick. The football was tipped, and Paul Frederick is going to run the football back inside Lee Academy territory at about the 48. So a little bit high, Bradley Gordon got up, touched it with his hands and tipped it up in the air, and Paul Frederick scooped it off the ground about an inch before it hit the ground. And Kirk Academy is in business, trailing 14-7 inside of Lee Academy's territory at the 48-yard line.
I'm going to tell you, Friday Night Football don't get no better than this.
In a football game of this magnitude, good things and bad things are going to happen to both teams, Rich, and the football team that wins is going to be the one that overcome the mistakes. 3 wide receivers and 2 running backs now behind Frederick, and he's going to run the option play and going to keep it. And Frederick's going to be knocked down at about the 45-yard line, going to gain about 3 yards on the play, and going to make it 2nd down and 7. Timeout is called on the field by Kirk Academy. Timeout is on the field. See if you can get us a couple of scores, Marshall. We pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy football. See if we get a score. 1:48 to go in the first half of this football game. Kirk Academy breaks huddle with 2 wide receivers to the right, 1 to the left, and out of the I formation, Frederick is going to run the pitch option out here to Neal, and Neal's going to be run down by, let's see, get the number, Clay Dabbs almost caught him.
Jason Graber's the one, I think.
Jason Graber tackled him. Matt Sanders is shaking up on the play. Matt's going to get up, though. Tough kid. Trying to get up. Lee Academy coach are out there checking on Matt. He's got that bad ankle that was hurt in the Washington school game. So we'll wait and see as a hush comes over the crowd here as Matt Sanders was shaken up. And Matt's going to get up on under his own and going to put pressure on that leg and going to come off. Matt Sanders is going to be back in this football game. I'll guarantee you that. 1 minute and 40 seconds to go in the first half. Coach needs to stop him right here as Kirk Academy's got 1st down and 10 yards to go from Lee Academy's 35-yard line. They're in field goal range right now, Rich.
With Walker kicking the ball, I guarantee you they're well within field goal range.
They break huddle with 3 wide receivers to the right. And Frederick is back, going to run a quarterback draw and going to be tackled by fumbled the football again. And let's see what happens. It looks like
Kirk got
it. And Kirk Academy is going to call a timeout. Timeout is on the field with 1:23 to go in the first half. We're going to pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy football. Second down and 11 yards to go for the Kirk Academy Raiders. And out of the split backfield with wide receivers both ways, Frederick straight back to throw. Is going to throw it here complete to number 42, and he's going to run out of bounds and stop the clock inside Lee Academy's 30 at the 29. At 42 is Patrick Darby, the youngster that caught the game-winning pass against the Pillow Academy Mustangs last week. And that's going to be a pickup of about 6 on the play. Let's make it 3rd down and 4. 1:18 to go in the first half. 3rd down and 4 yards to go for the Kirk Academy Raiders. Colt defense needs a big play here, leading 14-7.
I think they can watch for the Raiders just to kind of pick those little sideline passes and work that clock. They got a lot of time on that clock before halftime, and they look like
they line
know
up
how
in
to
a
work
split
it.
backfield. And they're having trouble getting their players where they need them. And Frederick is going to go straight back to throw and going to throw the football downfield. It's going to be incomplete. Good coverage down there by Jason Graber on 3rd down and 4. Kirk Academy went for the score. Let's see if they attempt a field goal here with 1:13 to go in the first half of the game. They get their field goal unit onto the football field, and Jeff Walker will be attempting a 47-yard field goal.
I tell you, from what we saw, that's a mere chip shot for that young man.
That's with the wind. Jeff Walker will attempt a 47-yard field goal to make the score 14-10 with 1:13 to go. The snap is back. The kick is up. It's going to be off the side of the foot. They're going to be. The coach might have blocked that. I think the coach might have got a hand on it because they didn't call roughing the kicker. I believe Clay Dabbs might have got a hand on it. Good to see Matt Sanders check back into the football game, limping a little bit. And the Lee Academy Colts will have it first down and 10 yards to go from their own 20 with 1:07 to go in the first half. And I'm sure the Colts will just try to run this clock out and take a 7-point lead into the dressing room at halftime. Chase Maxey checks into the football game and steps into the huddle with a play from Coach Ricky Weiss. Colts on top 14-7. Colt defense has done a great job since the opening series of the night, Rich.
Oh, they have looked just absolutely spectacular. I tell you what, like I said earlier, these guys got character, Albert.
Matt Sanders, one leg is better than most players with 2. And out of the split backfield, Chase Maxey is barking out his signals and is going to give the football on a trap to Chuck Scott. And Chuck Scott is going to get out over the 30-yard line. Going to be tackled at the 31. That's a little misdirection we put in just for this game. I saw the coach practicing that this week.
And I'm going to tell you what, I watched Matt specifically that time, and he didn't give any ground on his blocking assignment either.
First down and 10 yards to go for the Colts.
The great play with pain. Is that what you've always told me?
That's right. See, I got a bad cold and I'm doing this game tonight.
I said the great play with pain.
55 seconds to go in the first half of the football game. Colts break huddle and send wide receivers to the right, wide receivers to the left. Ivy D's left, Cooper Tyner right. Out of the I formation, Eric Williams close, Chuck Scott's deep. And Maxey is going to run the option and going to be tackled. Smart play by Chase just to eat that football in with 32 seconds to go in the first half of the football game. Colts on top 14-7.
That could be the last play of the first half.
Clock is running with 20 seconds. Colts, I'm sure, will not run another play unless Kirk calls timeout. Bradley Gordon and Jason Graber check into the football game. We might try to get one more play off. 9 seconds, 8 seconds. Colts are running to the line. 6 seconds. 5, 4. We're not going to get it off, I don't believe. We are going to get it off as the half comes to an end, and we just throw it deep down the middle to Graber, and Graber's going to catch it, but the half is going to be over.
The first half.
Clock is running with 20 seconds. Colts, I'm sure, will not run another play unless Kirk calls timeout. Bradley Gordon and Jason Graber check into the football game. We might try to get one more play off. 9 seconds, 8 seconds. Colts are running to the line. 6 seconds. 5, 4. We're not going to get it off, I don't believe. We are going to get it off as the half comes to an end. Is going to be over. So that's a statistic pattern there on the last play of the first half. Jason Graber catches the football. The Academy Colts have broken on top at halftime, 14-7. We pause. Now we'll send it back to the radio station for our halftime show. do not need to let up one iota in the second half. Kirk Academy is a well-coached football team. They will make adjustments. They will come back and be a fired-up football team. The Lee Academy Colts will have the wind in the fourth quarter, Rich, as Kirk Academy will have the wind in the third. Jason Graber will tee the football up at the 40. Jason Neal, Jeff Walker, and Paul Frederick are standing at about their own 10 or 11-yard line, waiting to receive Jason Graber's kick. Mac Norwood, the coach from Kirk Academy, is an excellent football coach. And he'll have the Kirk Academy Raiders ready to play here in the second half. And the kick is away, and it's a good kick against the wind. It's going to be fielded by Walker at about the 12. And he's coming right back up the middle. He's going to be knocked down by Ivy Dees short of the 30-yard line at about the 29. So good play there by Ivy Dees, knocking Jeff Walker down. And the Kirk Academy Raiders will have it first down and 10 yards to go from their own 29-yard line. Lee Academy defense. See Matt Sanders back in the football game at the nose tackle position. And Kirk Academy breaks huddle with 3 wide receivers to the right and 1 running back behind Frederick. And they're going to run the option and going to pitch the football and going to fumble it. And Walker's going to get back on it, back inside the 25-yard line, back at about the 22 or the 23-yard line. So they lined up in the trip wide receiver to the right formation and ran the option back to the left side away from the split men. And a good defensive play out there by the Lee Academy Colt defense. Didn't get the number, but I got a feeling it was Jack Laney.
Jack Laney I think he caught the ball in his helmet that time, Albert.
Because they were kind of lurking there in Laney territory on the right-hand side of the Lee Academy Colt defense.
That's called Laney Lane.
Kirk Academy with 2 wide receivers, both to the left and out of the split backfield. Frederick sprints out to the left, is getting pressure, and throws the football down the field. It's going to be incomplete. Overthrown, intended for number 18, Houston Hartley. Good coverage out there by the Lee Academy Colts. Number 81, Cooper Tyner. Number 22, Jason Graber. And brings up third down now. Third down and 16 yards to go for the Kirk Academy Raiders. They trail in the football game 14-7.
I'm going to tell you, it may surprise me, Albert, or they may surprise me, but I don't believe that they're going to get behind our defensive secondary and be able to throw that long bomb.
Richard Lewis looked like he was just about a step away from sacking Frederick that time. And they line up on third down and 16 yards to go. Good spot for a screen here, Rich. Frederick's under the center, out of the I formation, and he sprints to the right to throw. And he's got number 10 wide open down the field, and the football is going to be caught inside of Lee Academy territory, down inside the 40-yard line for 38. Number 18, Houston Hartley, made a nice catch. Coach really had pretty good coverage. Youngster just made a nice sliding catch on his knees. Kirk Academy's got it first down and 10 yards to go from Lee Academy's 38.
Well, I don't want to take the words right out of my mouth and make them backfire on me, but that was a good catch and a good throw.
Kirk Academy breaks huddle with wide receivers right and left, and out of the I formation with Walker close and Neal deep. Frederick is going to make a 2-step drop and going to throw the football complete out here to number 12, and he's going to dodge a couple of tacklers and get inside the 30 down to about the 26-yard line before he's knocked down. That'll be first down yardage at the 27 now. First down and 10 yards to go for the Kirk Academy Raiders from Lee Academy's 27-yard line.
It looks like they've come out the second half, and they're going to try to test that secondary now, Albert. They've thrown the ball every play but one time so far in this drive.
Matt Sanders checks out of the football game. Looks like he's limping on his ankle a little bit. Bradley Rybolt will be in the game. They send motion, and there's a handoff to Neal, and Neal's going to dance into the Lee Academy secondary inside of the 25-yard line down to about the 23-yard line before he's tackled by the Lee Academy coach. Let's give him the 23 pickup of about 5 on the play. Pick up a 4 on the play. Let's call it second down and 6. Kirk Academy breaks huddle, and they send 3 wide receivers again to the right and 1 running back, Walker, behind Frederick. Colts in a 5-man front. And Frederick is going to run the inside trap to Walker, and Walker's going to spin and going to get inside the 20 down to about the 18 to the 19-yard line before Bradley Rybolt, along with Stony Stonestreet, bring him down. Let's give him the 19-yard line and make it 3rd down and 3.
I tell you, old Bradley just had him by the ankles and wasn't going to let him go any further.
3rd down and 3 yards to go for the Kirk Academy Raiders. They trail in the football game 14-7. 9:25 to go in the 3rd quarter. Clock is running. They send 3 wide receivers to the right, 1 running back again behind Frederick. And Frederick's under the center and going to give the football off right tackle to Walker. And Walker's going to dance inside the Lee Academy secondary and going to get down close to the goal line.
Boy, he got right down near the goal line. Looks like it's inside the 1.
So the Kirk Academy Raiders will have 1st down and goal to go from inside Lee Academy's 5-yard line. So the first possession of the evening in both halves has been a good omen for the Kirk Academy Raiders. If they scored on their first possession of the first half and are in danger of scoring on their first possession of the second half. They send 3 wide receivers again to the right. And Jeff Walker behind Frederick, and Frederick's going to run a quarterback sneak and going to score a touchdown. Kirk Academy takes the opening kickoff of the second half and drives it right down the field and scores a touchdown, and they have made it 14-13 now with 8:48 to go in the 3rd quarter. So good play calling by the Kirk Academy coaching staff as Jeff Walker will attempt the tying extra point. Holding will be number 80, Jody Holland. The Colts will try to block this. As the snap is back, it's a good snap, and the kick is away. The kick is good. The score is tied 14-14. We pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy football. Yard line. Jeff Walker has the football teed up at the 40. He should kick this into the end zone rather easily. As we're awaiting referee Joe Simcox's whistle. Jeff Walker is approaching the football, and it blows off the tee.
I tell you, Kirk Academy does something a little unusual that we haven't seen this year. They stay in the huddle on the kickoff team until the official blows the whistle, then they spread and kick. They move quick. And he ought to kick this one through the uprights.
Jeff Walker has it teed up at the 40 now. Bolin and Gordon are deep. He has the wind at his back, and he gets the kick away, and it's a high driving kick that's going to sail out of the back, going to hit the upright. Colts will take over 1st down and 10 yards to go from their own 20.
Well, he didn't kick it through the uprights, but he hit an upright.
And hit pretty far up on the upright, too.
It was upright on the upright.
Colt offense now needs to have a little offensive thrust here to push ourselves out of this hole that we're in. And we have it 1st down and 10 yards to go from our 20. Chase Maxey steps into the huddle. And we break huddle and send Jason Graber wide to the left. Cooper Tyner will go wide to the right. And Shannon Hood and Bradley Gordon are split behind Maxey, looking at a 5-man Kirk Academy front. Maxey straight back to throw. Throws it out here complete to Graber. And Graber protects the football and gets inside the 25-yard line to the 27-yard outside the 25. And number 10 looked like he might have jumped on Jason with his knees there. Pickup of about 7 on the play. Make it 2nd down and 3 yards to go for the Lee Academy Colts. Preston Fraser checks into the football game for the Colts, bringing out Tyner with 8:22 to go in the 3rd quarter. Score is tied 14-14. Wide receiver right, slot to the right for the Colts. And out of the split backfield now, Maxey with Shannon Hood and Bradley Gordon behind him. They're going to run the outside handoff to Hood. And Hood's into the secondary. He's out of the 40. He's inside the 40. He's at the 30. He's at the 20-yard line. Out of the split backfield now, Maxey with Shannon Hood and Bradley Gordon behind him. at the 20-yard line before he's tackled by Paul Frederick.
Boy, Shannon Hood just gets the job done, doesn't he?
I guarantee you, I wish I had me about 10 of him on my football team. I can guarantee you that right now. Senior running back Shannon Hood just exploded through the left side of the Lee Academy offensive line and runs the football down to Kirk Academy's 20, and the Colts have it first down and 10 yards to go from that point.
Boy, this is football. This is football. Do you love it, Albert?
Boy, I love it. 7:53 to go in the third quarter. Colts out of the split backfield. Eric Williams replaces Shannon Hood. We have wide receivers both ways. 6-man front now for the Kirk Academy Raiders. And Maxey is straight back to throw. And going to throw the fade pattern intended for Graber. Graber's going to catch it, but he's going to be out of bounds. Graber caught the football, but he was out of bounds. 7:34 to go in the third quarter. Colts have 2nd and 10.
Chase did a good job getting that ball off that time. Pretty good pressure on him. Jason just kind of, the ball just drifted on in out of bounds, and Jason made a good catch, but about a step or two out of bounds.
Ivy Dees checks in for Graber to give Jason Graber a rest. And Ivy Dees goes wide to the right, and Cooper Tyner is in the slot to the right. And we're in the I formation with Eric Williams close and Bradley Gordon deep. Tight ends lined up on the left-hand side, and they're just walked up on the line. They basically got 9 men on the line almost, and we're going to run, try to hit our tight end, and Max is in a lot of trouble and going to be sacked. Good coverage by the Kirk Academy defense as Maxey was sacked back at the 25-yard line. Loss of about 4.5 or 5 on the play, and make it third down now, 3rd and 15 for the Lee Academy coach. Good coverage by Kirk.
Excellent coverage by Kirk, and they've been doing it a good job all night long. We've just been running some good patterns, and Chase has been able to pick out the receivers. But the Raiders are a good football team.
Tried to sneak it in there to our tight end, Scott Flowers, and good coverage by Kirk. Split backfield now for the Colts. Graber's wide left, Cooper Tyner's wide right. And Maxey with Williams and Gordon behind him, looking at a 5-man front, and they're coming on a corner blitz. And Eric Williams is going to take it right up the middle and going to get down close to the 10-yard line and going to get close to first. Looking at a 5-man front. Up the middle and going to get down close to the 10-yard line and going to get close to first down yardage as he's tackled just short of the 10. Good little trap play there by the Colts. Faked the pitch and wheeled around and gave it to Eric on the inside trap, and he's down close to the first down yardage, and the Colts will have it 4th down and less than a yard to go.
Well, they're going to go for it. The crowd's hollering, but they're going for it.
Colts better get our play into the game. Preston Frazier checks into the football game for the Lee Academy Colts. Chase Maxey will send Preston Frazier wide to the right. Jason Graber will be wide to the left. And I just might have to run it right behind Matt here. I don't know. But Chase Maxey runs the quarterback sneak. And our offensive line pushes him off the football. And Jason Graber and Chase Maxey gets first down yardage inside the 10 down to about the 7. Let's give him the 8-yard line. First down and goal to go for the Colts from that point. Great play calling on this drive by Ricky Weiss, Rich.
And I'm going to tell you what, we know who won that surge just in by the offensive line because they just blew him right off the ball, gave Chase that first down.
Cooper Tyner goes wide to the right. Jason Graber's wide to the left, and they're right up on his nose. And out of the I formation, tight end Scott Flowers is lined up on the right-hand side, and Maxey's barking out his signals and going to run the option and going to pitch it to Gordon, and Gordon's going to dance inside the 5 and going to keep his balance and going to get out to about the 3-yard line.
I'm going to tell you what, a good running back that Bradley Gordon is. Was hit, almost knocked down, and kept his balance, got down inside the 5 to about the 3-yard line.
Did not let the first tackler bring him down, and the Lee Academy Colts are trying to punch the go-ahead touchdown in with the football game tied 14-14. And try to answer the opening touchdown in the second half just like we answered the opening touchdown in the first half. Coach out of the split backfield with 2 wide receivers. We just throw a little look, and it's going to be called for a touchdown. Jason Graber. Like we answered the opening touchdown in the first half. Coach out of the split backfield. From Kirk Academy, and Graber showing excellent concentration, catches the football, and the Colts have jumped on top 20-14 with 5:02 to go in the third quarter. Number 11 for the Kirk Academy Raiders, that's Heath Brister, tipped it, but Jason Graber caught it for a touchdown, and he'll attempt Lee Academy's 21st point. The snap is back. The kick is up. The kick is good. Lee Academy 21, Kirk Academy 14. We pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy football. .5:02 to go in the third quarter. Jason Graber approaches the football and gets a low line drive kick away. It's going to be fielded by Walker at the 20. He's going to run the football out over the 30-yard line. We got a flag on the play. Looked like it might have been a fumble, and Kirk Academy is saying they had it, but we have a flag on the play. We'll wait and see what this call is.
Got to be against the Raiders.
It was a fumble on the play. Kirk Academy recovered it out over their 30-yard line at the 32. We'll wait and see what this penalty is. If it was a hold, it'll be a spot foul, and Lee Academy will be better off declining the penalty. Holding against the Kirk Academy Raiders.
Well, I guarantee you it didn't happen where that flag is, Albert, because he's throwing that flag into about a 15 to 20 mile an hour wind.
We'll wait and see where the spot is. Well,
you want me to do a little soft shoe while we're having the discussion?
4:56 to go in the third quarter of the football game. Here comes a 10-yard step off against the Kirk Academy Raiders for holding. That pushes the football back to the 22-yard line. Let's call it the 20. Just call it the 22. First down and 10 yards to go for Kirk Academy from their own 22. So the Lee Academy defense now will have to hold one more time, Rich. We keep saying it. 4:52 to go in the third quarter of the football game. Bradley Rybo's in at nose tackle, giving Matt Sanders a break. And they're going to run just a pitch sweep out here to Walker. And Walker's going to be hit by Kerry Middleton and might have lost yardage on the play. Good play out there by Kerry Middleton, number 44, our right defensive tackle. And that's going to throw Walker for about a yard loss. Makes it second down 11 for Kirk Academy. Coach Kyle Finney is telling his defensive down there they're going to throw the bomb. So let's see what's happening here. They send 3 wide receivers to the right. And Frederick's got one running back. That's Jeff Walker. And Frederick straight back in the pocket to throw. And he throws the football out. It's going to be caught by number 18, Houston Hartley. And Eric Williams is going to knock him down. back at about the 25-yard line. It's going to be a pickup on the play of about 4 yards and bring up third down and 7 yards to go for the Kirk Academy Raiders.
Boy, that's my good friend Cobra Williams out there making that defensive effort.
Eric the Cobra Williams.
Eric the Cobra.
Third down and 7 yards to go for Kirk. 3:28 to go in the third quarter of the football game. Win, lose, or draw, I'm going to be a dead man when this football game's over, Rich. Yeah. 3:20 to go. And they are in the I formation with 2 wide receivers, both to the right. We don't have enough guys covering over here. And they've got us hooked up 2-on-1. And football! It's going to be picked up by Stony Stone Street! And Stony Stone Street is going to score a touchdown! Oh, boy! Covering over here, and they've got us hooked up 2-on-1. Is in to attempt the 28th Lee Academy point with 3:03 to go in the third quarter of this football game.
Greg, you got to be loving it, man.
Greg Maxey, wave to us, big boy. The snap is back. The kick is on. Lee Academy's 2 touchdowns ahead. 3:03 to go. We pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy football. Jason Graber approaches the football and kicks another no-line drive kick, and the Colts are going to be guilty of offsides on the kickoff.
I'm going to tell you what, Albert. I don't know if anybody ever heard what you just said when they scored that touchdown. But
Richard, I don't care if anybody heard what I said. How about that?
We don't care, do we, man?
3:03 to go in the third quarter. The Colts are on top, 28-14. Colts are guilty of offsides. See my good friend Pax Mogensen down there telling me they couldn't understand what I was saying.
Well, he probably understands you because he understands how famous you are.
Well, for those of you that are at home and didn't come to the game, you should have been here. You don't need to know what's going on.
There you go.
3:03 to go in the third quarter. Colts are on top, 28-14, and Jason Graber is fixing to approach the football for the second time. And going to get the kick away, and it's going to be another high floater that Neal is going to field and fumble. And the Lee Academy Colts are going to get on it. The Colts are going to get it. The Lee Academy Colts are going to fall on it. And this football team is going crazy. And going to get the kick away, and it's going to be another high floater that The Lee Academy Colts are going to fall on it. And this football team is going crazy. Colts have it, first down and 10 yards to go. Inside of Kirk Academy's territory at the 43, the meanest man on this football team, Jack Laney, just got in a little bit of an altercation. And Coach Finney's talking to him. Got to hold your poise, son. But I guarantee you, I'd like to have loving Jack Laney's on my team, too.
Hey, we going for it. Hey, all the way with this one, Albert.
Coach Blake Cumberland said wide receivers both ways. And out of the I formation, Chase Maxey's under the center. Got Graber wide left, Cooper Tyner's wide right. And we're going to run the push option out here to Gordon. And Gordon's in a lot of trouble and going to be throwing for a loss. Coach, we're going to try to throw it deep, I think.
Oh, I don't think there's any question about that.
And they put great pressure on Chase, and Chase just had to get rid of it. And Bradley Gordon did a good job to just lose 5 yards. 2:20 to go in the third quarter of the football game. Ivy Dees checks into the football game for Jason Graber. And the Colts on second down and 15 will break huddle. Great job up front by the Colts tonight. Jonathan Poole, Joey Spinks, Matt Sanders, Clay Dabbs, and Richard Lewis. Hood close and Gordon deep out of the I formation. Maxey may be checking off. We bring motion back to the right in the form of D's, and we're going to run a pitch sweep out here to Bradley Gordon, and Gordon's going to look for a block, and the guy grabbed his face mask, it looked like. Number 14, Jeff Walker, looked like he grabbed his face mask. And that's going to be...
I didn't see any argument by Bradley Gordon on that one, so it must have
going to be no gain on the play. Brings up third down and 15 for the Lee Academy Colts.
Must have been a clean shot.
Timeout is called by the official. The official, I think the official is telling Joe Simcox that the guy pulled his face mask, but he didn't throw his flag. And what does he need to do? And we're going to run a pitch sweep out here to Brad. Was telling Joe Simcox that the guy pulled his face mask, but he didn't throw his flag. And what does he need to do?
Joe Simcox going to say, son, you've been doing this a long time.
So let's see what happens here. Third down. That's what he's explaining to Coach Kyle Finney there. I guarantee you, he did not throw his flag on that face mask. Third down and 15 yards to go. Flag on that face. Third down and 15 yards to go. Boy, glad to see Stony Stone Street score a touchdown, Rich.
Yes,
He's played super for us all year long. Split backfield, wide receivers both ways on third down and 15. We send motion back to the left in the form of Bradley Gordon, and Maxey's going to call timeout. Timeout's on the field. Lee Academy leads 28-14. We pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy football.
Rick.
What is saying?
We ain't got...
2:07 to go in the third quarter. We'd like to wish our friends down the road at Clarksdale High School at Crumpton Field good luck tonight. They have jumped on top of Tupelo 21-7 in the third quarter. And Maxey on third down and 15 with a split backfield. We send Shannon Hood in motion. And Maxey, with one linebacker, is straight back in the pocket to throw. And just going to throw the ball on a little fade pass. Going to be caught by Bradley Gordon. What a catch by Gordon inside the 25-yard line. With one linebacker, is straight back in the pocket to throw. And just going to throw the ball on a little. What a catch by Gordon inside the 25-yard line. Inside down to about the 20, 22. That'll be first down yardage, Rich.
First down for the Colts. Bradley Gordon, the ball a little underthrown. Bradley Gordon really in a lot of traffic. Just kind of held up and caught the ball.
That was just excellent offensive catching, receiving that time by Bradley Gordon. The football was underthrown in the wind, and Bradley just came back and got it. Matt Sanders limps out to the football and gets over it. And out of the split backfield with wide receivers both ways. Chase Maxey's under the center, barking out his signals on first down and 10, looking at a 5-man front. And we're going to run misdirection to Bradley Gordon. And Bradley Gordon runs the football inside the 20 down to about the 15-yard line. This is Bradley Gordon's best game of the year, Rich.
He's looking good, man. He's running hard. He's running fast. He's running quick. He really, I tell you what, you just can't take anything away from this Colt team. The entire roster, they have just played, excelled all year long, and have just gotten better every game.
Pickup of 7 on the play. Second down and 3 yards to go for the Lee Academy Colts. We send Jason Graber wide to the right. Cooper Tyner's in the slot to the right. We're going to run the outside veer to Shannon Hood on this side. Chase Maxey is barking out his signals with 15 seconds to go in the third quarter, and we're going to give it to Hood, and Hood's going to battle inside the 15-yard line down to about the 11-yard line, and he's going to get very close to first down yardage as the third quarter comes to an end. Colts lead 28-14. The third quarter's not over. The clock will stop with 1 second as they're going to set the chain. First down for the Lee Academy Colts from the 12-yard line. The clock is fixing to start, and the third quarter is going to be over. Third quarter's over. We pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsor. Your Lee Academy Colts lead 28-14. From Kirk Academy's 12-yard line, leading in the football game 28-14, with fourth quarter's just fixing to start. 6-man front now for for Kirk, and we're going to run the option, and we want to pitch it to Chuck Scott, and Chuck Scott's going to fight inside the 15-yard line. They're going to lose yardage. Back to about the 13-yard line. Let's give him the 12. No gain on the play. Second down and 10 yards to go for the Lee Academy Colts. Ivy Dees checks in the football game for the Colts, bringing out Jason Graber. Colts shifted into the I formation right at the last minute there. Tried to run the option. Back to the short side of the field, and Chuck was tackled for no gain. Out of the split backfield now, wide receivers, both of them to the left-hand side. Chase Maxey looking at a blitz, going right up the middle. Right up the middle. Oh, my goodness. Chase Maxey scores Lee Academy's 34th point of the night. Split backfield now. Wide receivers, both of them to the left-hand side. Chase Maxey. Colts have broken this football game wide open.
I mean, there's a slash and a gash.
And Jason Graber checks into the football game to attempt Lee Academy's 35th point. Chase Maxey will hold. Jack Laney will snap. Greg Maxey, wave to us, big boy. He's having the game of his career tonight. Chase Maxey is holding. The snap is back. The kick is up. The kick is driven through. Colts 35, Kirk Academy 14. What a game. We pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors.
Oh.
Jason Graber's got the football teed up at the 40, and there's a line drive kick that's going to be fielded by Walker and dropped inside the 5 and right back up the middle. He's coming. The Colts are all over him, and they tackle him back inside the 20 and about the 16-yard line. Mr. Wayne Bolin, number 20, knocked him on his behind and then helped him up.
Hey, we got some class characters around this place now, I'm telling you.
I'm going to tell you something about this football team when this game's over with.
I don't want you to tell me.
11:06 to go in the football game. Colts are on top, 35-14. Clock is running.
Are we going to have an extended after the game show?
We are not, because no. It depends on what happens.
Okay.
They break color with wide receivers left, slot to the left, and out of the I formation, Paul Frederick looking at a 5-man Lee Academy front, straight back in the pocket to throw, and they've got number 10 wide open, and he's going to drop the football.
Hey, they better just be watching that, because that's all they're going to do now, just throw.
Number 10, Bill Deffenbaugh, the tight end, slipped out from his tight end position, ran a little corner route, and was open. The football was thrown against the wind, Rich. I think the wind might have had something to do with that ball fluttering a little bit.
I tell you what, frustration has a lot to do with it, too.
The only thing I hope is that my voice is not muffled on the highlight film, because we've had some highlights tonight.
I guarantee you.
Frederick's under the center, out of the I formation. He's straight back in the pocket to throw, getting protection. Now he's going to break down and going to be sacked. Jack Laney and Scott Flowers, number 63 and number 88, for the Lee Academy Colts, are all over senior quarterback Paul Frederick and dropped him back at the 10-yard line. Loss of about 6 on the play, and brings up third down and 16 yards to go. I wouldn't mind having 11 Scott Flowers on my football team, Rich.
I tell you what, I don't know of anyone out there I wouldn't mind having 11 of on a football team.
Kirk Academy breaks the huddle. And out of the I formation with wide receivers both ways, Paul Frederick on third down and 16 yards to go is straight back in the pocket to throw and throws the football incomplete. The Colts had great pressure again. Number 50, Bradley Rabo, and that's going to be a flag on Kirk Academy for a late hit. Bradley Rabo was really kind of slugged, it looked like, by the youngster from Kirk. And that was on number 74 for Kirk. That's Robert McElrath. Dead ball. Personal foul against Kirk. That's going to be half the distance to the goal line penalty, and the youngsters from Kirk are losing a little bit of poise along with losing this football game.
Well, I'm going to tell you what, you can be assured that I guarantee you Coach Ricky Weiss, if he has an opportunity to keep putting points on the board, he ain't going to slack up.
Wayne Bolden gets deep. Bradley Gordon is walking up behind their center, which means we're going to have the block on inside of the 10-yard line. We'll wait and see where the referee spot this ball.
And it can be blocked. We predicted a block earlier, remember?
Fourth down and 21 yards to go for Kirk Academy from their own 5-yard line, and they're going to punt the football. Bradley Gordon is up there and may try to block this one. Surely they wouldn't run a fake from their own 5, would they, Rich? They're going to get it away, and it's a good kick. It's going to be fielded by Wayne Bolden at the 40. And Wayne Bolden is going to be knocked down at the 35-yard line. A lot of goods by number 20, Wayne Bolden, as we were in a block, and he didn't have any blockers, and he came up and fielded it and advanced it as far as he could.
I tell you what, though, in the green shirt, he could see that time on the return was his own.
9:42 to go in the football game. Colts are on top, 35-14. Chase Maxey checks into the football game with a play from Coach Ricky Weiss. And one more, I'll tell you, and this right here will absolutely be over with 9:29 to go in this football game.
I can almost tell you.
Jason Graver, don't say it, Rich. Jason Graver goes wide to the right. Cooper Tyner's in the slot to the right. And out of the split backfield, Chase Maxey on first down and 10 yards to go from Kirk Academy's 38-yard line is barking out his signals. They're going to give the football to Eric Williams. And Eric Williams runs down to the 35-yard line before he's knocked down by a host of Kirk Academy Raiders. Pickup of about 3 on the play, make it 2nd down and 7. 8:53 to go in the football game. The clock is running. Clay Dabbs comes out of the football game. Let's give him a big hand. Everybody down there got their radios on, because that youngster's played a football game. No, I wouldn't mind having 9 or 10 Clay Dabbs on the football team either. I tell you, about 4 of him would be enough.
Well, at 3:13, I think so.
Coach Ray Cuttle and Matt Sanders limps up to the offensive line. We've got Shannon Hood close and Chuck Scott deep out of the I formation. And we bring motion back to the right in the form of Cooper Tyner. And there's a flag on the play. Dead ball, delay of game against the Colts. Well, they're splitting hairs now, Rich. We ain't got a chance. 8:19 to go in the football game. Colts on top 35-14. 2nd down and 12 yards to go for the Lee Academy Colts. Out of the I formation, we bring motion back to the right in the form of Cooper Tyner. Shannon Hood's close, and Chuck Scott is deep. There's a pitch out here to Chuck Scott, and Chuck Scott's into the secondary, going to be knocked down short of the 35-yard line at about the 36-yard line. There's flag on the play.
I'm afraid we're going to be guilty of holding that time, and I think we're going to be holding number 14, Jeff Walker.
8:11 to go in the game. Colts will be penalized 10 yards from the 36-yard line. Illegal block below the waist against the Colts.
Well, I think the infraction was against Mr. Jeff Walker, though. I mean, on his play.
Let's see what Kirk Academy does here. If they'll give Lee Academy an extra down. 8:11 to go in the football game. I tell you, I got a few friends on that Kirk side I really want to see when this game's over with.
Do you?
Yep.
You probably got a few friends on this side.
8:11 to go in the football game. Colts were penalized back to the 46-yard line. A few ex-friends, I might say.
Oh, man. When you're famous like you, Albert, they love you.
Like to announce that you know that Deposit Guarantee Bank has bought our bank, Rich. And
is it?
Yeah.
Deposit Guarantee?
Tell everybody from this point forward, whenever they hear a Sunburst ad, to think about Deposit Guarantee.
Okay.
And out of the I formation, Jason Graver's wide to the right. Preston Frazier's in the slot to the right. 2nd down and 18 yards to go. Maxey straight back to throw, getting pressure, still looking, and just going to run out of bounds. Number 10 for Kirk Academy, that's Bill Deffenbaugh, runs Chase out of bounds. Loss of about 3 or 4 on the play, back to the 49-yard line. Let's see what this flag is, Rich. Illegal procedure against the Colts. 7:47 to go.
You know, not to be penalized at all in the first half. We're getting our share of them in the second half right now. I don't know if there's any message to that or not.
Well, the Colts, it'll still be 2nd down. The football will be backed up to the 49. Well, I don't understand that call because they threw us for a loss back to the 49-yard line, and they're going to take the penalty. They decline the penalty. Okay, decline the penalty. That makes it a lot easier. Clock is running with 7:42 to go in the football game. Colts are on top, 35-14. Colts break huddle and send Graber wide to the right. Cooper Tyner slot to the right. And out of the split backfield, Shannon Hood and Chuck Scott behind senior quarterback Maxey. And Maxey's going to run a draw. Going to fake a draw and got a screen set up over here to Shannon Hood. And Shannon Hood got a block and is inside of Kirk Academy territory and going to be knocked down at about the 46. Colts had it set up pretty well, but Kirk's got excellent team speed, Rich.
Well, they do, and they pursue as well as any team we played this year.
It is really a shame that there's a chance that Kirk Academy will not make the playoffs.
Really
but they definitely are the best football team we've played this year.
They are a good football team.
But better them than us.
No question about that.
Todd Stanton standing at about the 41-yard line awaiting the snap. It's a high snap that's over his head. And Todd's going back to get it and going to be knocked down. And they're going to pick it up right into the end zone. Todd Stanton fumbled the snap.
And then fumbled the recovery.
And then went back to get it. And standing at about the 41-yard line awaiting the snap. Head. And Tom and they're going to pick it up right into the end zone. Todd Stanton fumbled the snap.
And then fumbled the recovery.
And then went back to get it, and he was hit and jarred loose from the football, and Kirk Academy runs it into him for a touchdown. And makes it 35-20 with 6:24 to go in the football game. So Kirk Academy struck like lightning here in the fourth quarter. And Jeff Walker will come in the football game to attempt the extra point. 6:24 to go in the football game. Now the Colts just need for the clock to run. And Jeff Walker will have it teed up at the 10. Number 80 for Kirk Academy. That's Jody Holland will be the holder. The snap is back, and the kick is up.
He missed
and the kick is no good, wide to the left. Colts are on top, 35-20.
Flag on the play.
Flag on the play. It's going to be illegal procedure against Kirk. It's going to be declined. Colts lead 35-20. We pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy football. Kick, and it's going to be fallen on by the Lee Academy Colts over there, 40-yard line to about the 42-yard line. So an onside kick is unsuccessful by the Kirk Academy Raiders with 6:20 to go in the football game. Colts need to make about 3 first downs, Rich.
They need to keep possession of the ball and just let the clock run on them.
Clock is moving. Lee Academy breaks huddle and sends Jason Graber wide to the left. Cooper Tyner's in the slot to the left. And Shannon Hood and Chuck Scott are split behind senior quarterback Maxey, and they're just disregarding the pass as they know we're probably going to run the football, and Maxey's going to keep it on the quarterback option and going to run out of bounds inside of Kirk Academy territory at about the 47-yard line. So that's almost first down yardage on first down by Chase right there. 5:58 to go in the football game.
Good run by Chase that time. Faked the dive and faked the pitch and just kept the ball. And like a good, smart quarterback, when he had to, he jumped out of bounds.
Official timeout here is just going to be timeout for a measurement. 5:58 to go in the football game. Colts are on top 35-20. Colts have scored 2 defensive touchdowns tonight, and Kirk Academy scored 1.
That's right.
So out of the 8 touchdowns that's been scored here tonight, there have been 3 defensive touchdowns. As they stretch the chain, and it's close. That's all I can tell you.
It's got to be really close.
It's the first down. Rusty Rusko had to bend over there and tell Joe Simcox that it was a first down.
Rusty did a good job, too.
$5:58 to go in the game. Colts are on top 35-20. And Coach Ray Cuttle and send Jason Graber wide to the left. Cooper Tyner's in the slot to the left. And tight end Scott Flowers is lined up on the right-hand side. And we're going to run the veer handoff to Shannon Hood. And Shannon Hood's inside the 45-yard line, down to about the 42-yard line. And the Colts offensive line now is taking control of this football game and is knocking Kirk off the football.
Yeah, I think there's a little jawboning going on out there, too. I saw Chase, after the play was over, kind of turn and look at one of the Raiders like, hey, man, you ain't got to say that to me.
5:35 to go in the football game. Colts lead 35-20. Out of the split backfield, Chase Max is under the center. Hood is close. Hood and Chuck are split. They're in a 6-man front now. And Graber straight back to throw. And going to throw a look in. It's going to be overthrown. Intended for Jason Graber. Chase checked off to that.
There comes
and another flag on the play. Let's see what this call is. Joey Spinks for the Lee Academy Colts. Joey Spinks and number 10 for the Kirk Academy had a little jawbone session out there. Personal foul against Kirk.
I'm going to tell you, the frustration level is kind of getting to right on up to the gills now, Albert, and we're beginning to see it.
That'll be a 15-yard step off against the Kirk Academy Raiders with 5:09 to go in the football. Preston Fraser checks out of the football game. Cooper Tyner checks in. And that's a 15-yard step off inside of Kirk Academy's 30-yard line to the 27. 5:09 to go in the football game. And Coach Ray Cuttle. And Matt Sanders limps out to the football, leads the offensive line out. And we have wide receivers on both sides now. Graber to the left, Cooper Tyner to the right. And Shannon Hood and Chuck Scott are split. And there's the inside trap to Shannon Hood. And Shannon Hood's inside of the 25-yard line down to about the 22-yard line before he's knocked down. The clock is now under 5 minutes, and the clock is Lee Academy's ally. Youngster for Kirk Academy shaken up. As timeout's taken on his behalf, we're going to pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy football. Lee Academy coach, youngster for Kirk Academy, shaken up on the play, and they are attending to him at the center of the field. And we are waiting to see.
Let's go ahead and give the scenario for the remainder of the season if the Colts happen to go ahead and win this ball game.
Well, first of all, we're going to have us a victory celebration in the dressing room should we go on to win this game.
Ain't no question about that.
35-20. That's Jeff Walker.
Jeff Walker.
Youngster shaking up for Kirk Academy. Jeff Walker, number 14, one of the best backs we played against all year long, is being assisted off the field by youngsters from Kirk Academy. Lee Academy Colts are on top 35-20 with 4:56 to go in the football game.
Jeff Walker, not only one of the best backs, but also one of the best kicker that we've had faced all year.
Coach Ray Cuttle is in Jason Graber wide to the left. Preston Fraser's in the slot to the left.
We're trying to get Coach Finney to call some of our plays now, but he's not doing it.
Maxey under center looking at a blitz. They're just sending everybody. And Maxey's going to come down the line and going to keep it and just going to jump inside of the 21-yard line. There's another flag on the play. Number 72 for Kirk Academy, and they have really lost their poise now.
Well,
4:29 to go in the football game.
We don't really need to say things like that, Albert, though. We need to keep our poise, too.
Dead ball personal foul against Kirk. And that's going to be a half the distance to the goal line penalty. And Kirk is not going to the playoffs, I'll tell you that right now. And there's a half the distance to the goal line penalty against the Lee Academy coach, which pushes it to the 10-yard line. I want to score one more.
Hey, can I warm up my song?
I think you can start warming your larynx up. 4:29 to go in the football game. Colts are on top 35-20. I know Woody Downs is glad this game's almost over.
Wait a minute. Da-da-da-da.
Clock is running with 4:27 out of the I formation on first down and 10 yards to go from Kirk Academy's 11-yard line. Chase Maxey is going to run a pitch sweep to Chuck Scott. And Chuck Scott is going to run inside the 10 and going to be knocked out of bounds inside the 10. Let's call it at the 10-yard line. And that'll be no gain on the play. Chuck was knocked out of bounds and stopped the clock. Clay Dabbs checks back into the football. And there's a flag, another flag. And this youngster maybe have been ejected from the football game.
Yeah, they're getting where they're not going to put up with any more of this. And there
he goes. Number 42 has been kicked out of the game. He said something that the referee did not like. And the referee has sent him packing back to Grenada County.
And we're going to move it on down a little bit further.
Unsportsmanlike conduct against Kirk Academy. They'll say the referee stole this game from them now. Coach get Kerry Middleton, Bradley Gordon, and Eric Williams into the football game, which means we'll go to our two tight end wishbone set.
Well, let me tell you what, they can say all they want, but it says 35-20 at the moment.
Timeout is called by Kirk. Timeout on the field, Coach Lee, 35-20. We pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy football.
About 5.5 minutes left in the game. Tuberose come back.
Up one of his all-time favorite records, 4:14 remaining in this ball game. Lee Academy Maxey has him in the wishbone. Looked like Shannon Hood carrying the ball, moves it down to the 8-yard line. Tell you what, we want a timeout called. Timeout called by the Raiders. With this timeout, Marshall, we're going to give it back to you for another minute. This is Lee Academy football.
Sorry. $35-20, the Colts lead on fourth down and 4 yards to go. Chase Maxey out of the wishbone. He's going to run a bootleg and going to throw the football. It's going to be knocked down by Kirk Academy. Colts trying to get a touchdown, leading 35-20. I don't blame them the way Kirk's acted.
No,
3:51 to go in the football game. The Kirk Academy Raiders will take over. First down and 10 yards to go from their own 4. Colts get Bubba Cheney into the football game. I see that. Phil Dardle's into the football game. Colts have got some second unit youngsters in the football game. With 3:51 to go in the game, Kirk has it first down and 10 yards to go from their own 4 without Jeff Walker. It won't be any miracle finish here tonight, I guarantee you that. Fedrick's under the center, and he's straight back in the pocket to throw, getting pressure. The Colts are going to sack him for a safety. Bradley. And he's straight back in the pocket. sophomore defensive tackle, has tackled Paul Frederick in the end zone for a safety, and the Lee Academy Colts have jumped on top 37-20 with 3:44 to go in the football game, and we'll get the football back. We're going to pause 30 seconds, Marshall, 30 seconds for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy football. We are back. Lee Academy will get the football as they will have to kick the football from the 20. I think it was Dumpy Rybolt that made the safety. We'll have to watch Thursday night on Graham video. I'm sure that will be a Sound Center slow motion instant replay.
And they're going to be kicking off without the services of their ace kicker, Mr. Jeff Walker.
And Wayne Bolden and Bradley Gordon are standing at about our 30, and I want Wayne Bolden to run this thing back. 3:44 to go in the football game. Colts are on top, 37-20, and they're going to try an onside kick over here. And they're going to kick it out of bounds.
Out of bounds.
So let's see where we get this football.
We might get the ball right where it went out of bounds.
Let's wait and see here. Colts are going to have it, first down and 10 yards to go. This is the longest final 6 minutes of this game I've ever seen in my life. 20 minutes until 10 is the time.
A little discussion going on about ball possession.
Wayne Bolden is clapping his hands out there, so it must be good for the Lee Academy Colts. I see Rhett Rusko down there, All-American ball boy.
Yeah,
Jason Webster, Doug Clark, Rich Weiss. They're all part of this football team that's going to be 11-0 with 3:44 to go in the game.
Part of history, man.
And our sports medicine guy, Vance, what's his last name?
Vance, the sports medicine guy.
He deserves a lot of credit because the Lee Academy Colts in the middle of this season were really a beat-up football team, and Vance kept us healthy and kept our football players in the game. Out of the split backfield, they're in about a 9-man front, and Chase Maxey is going to just take the snap and going to give it and going to keep it on the option. They're going to pitch it to Scott, and they grabbed his face mask.
Yeah.
Number 8 for Kirk Academy. That's Tyler Wortham. Grabs Chase Maxey's face mask, and he's bleeding. I tell you, I'd get him out of the game, Rich. We don't need to get him hurt with 3:38 to go in this football game. Because Kirk is taking a few cheap shots. .338 to go, 37-20, the Colts lead. Face mask against the Colts, that'll be a 15-yard step off. And the Kirk Academy Raiders scored on the first possession of the football game. Lee Academy drove right down and tied it. They scored on the first possession of the second half. Lee Academy Colts answered, drove right down and took the lead back. And it's pretty much been all Lee Academy since then.
Well, I'm going to tell you what, except for the 2 drives by Kirk Academy, it's been all Lee Academy. The Colts have kicked.
Excuse me?
I said the Colts have kicked.
Oh, kicked. Okay. Jason Graber goes wide left. Cooper Tyner is wide to the right. Lee Academy students are celebrating down there with good reason. Out of the split backfield, Chase Maxey on first down and 10. Looking at a 5-man front, straight back to throw. Getting pressure, and just going to throw it down. Joe Simcott's almost through intentional grounding, and Chase is a little bit slow getting up. I tell you, we need to get him out of the game. 3:32 to go in the football game as Chase is limping. And number 9 for the Colts, that's Andrew Duff. He's fixing to check in and bring out Chase Maxey. Let's give him a big hand. What a game that youngster played. Senior quarterback Chase Maxey has been the field general on a football team that's going to win 11 straight football games, Rich.
Yeah, I mean,
3:32 to go in the game. Andrew Duff's under the center on 2nd down and 10. And out of the I formation, Shannon Hood's close, and Chuck Scott is deep. And we got wide receivers both ways, and we're going to get a delay of game. Good gracious alive. Let the clock run. Delay of game against the Colts penalizes us back to the 35. .332 to go in the game. Let's just run 4 quarterback sneaks, make them use their timeouts. 2nd down and 15 yards to go. Duff's under the center. They're in a 5-man front. And we're going to give the football on the option to Chuck Scott, and Chuck Scott's going to be tackled. Back it's outside the 40-yard line at about the 42. So we're running the option, putting the football in the air. With 3:15 to go in the football game, Colts on top 35-20. Chris Turman checks into the football game. Boy, it's good to see him back, Rich. Broken collarbone. Chris Turman takes out Chuck Scott. And that's a youngster that just loves to play. And it's good to see number 40 back in the game. And here's a pitch to Turman. And Turman's going to be tackled. Andrew fumbled the snap coming out from under the center.
Just bounced right back into his hands.
Timeout is called
to play
by the Kirk Academy Raiders. Kirk trails 37-20. We pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy football.
I mean, our tendency has been to throw.
Todd Stanton is in to punt for the Lee Academy Colts. He's standing at about our 45. And Kirk Academy is trying to block this thing. It's a good snap this time. And Todd is just going to top the football. And it's going to come out to the 30 and going to be recovered by a Kirk Academy youngster there. Todd almost missed the ball.
Well.
And Kirk Academy will take over 1st down and 10 yards to go from their own 31. They trail 37-20 with 2:32 to go in the game. John Martin Harris checks into the football game for the Lee Academy Colts. He'll be playing one of the defensive ends. And he's going to replace Scott Flowers, I think. Clock is running with 2.5 minutes to go. Phil Dawdle's in the game. Kerry Milton. Dumpy Rybolt is the nose tackle. John Martin Harris and Jack Laney are the defensive ends. Fedrick's back to throw, and Dumpy Harris is going to be intercepted. Oh! Bradley Gordon, I tell you, Bradley Rybolt was all over Fedrick again.
Great pressure by the Colts that time. Bradley Gordon just so surprised to see that ball right in his hands. He dropped it.
We're going to get to watch Bradley Rybolt for 2 more years, Rich. Isn't that going to be fun?
That's going to be fun.
2:13 to go in this football game. Bradley Rybolt just dropped that interception. Colts have got 5 defensive backs in the game now. Bubba Cheney's in the game, playing Clay Dabbs as inside linebacker. And Fedrick's back to throw again. And Bradley Rybolt's going to be on it. This time it's going to be intercepted by Cooper Tyner. And Cooper Tyner's going to get to the corner. And down the sideline he goes. Cooper Tyner's inside the 40. Cooper Tyner is going to step out of bounds. He's in the game, playing Clay Dabbs as inside linebacker. And Fedrick's back to throw again. Intercepted by Cooper Tyner.
Oh, boy, did you see that block over there?
Cooper Tyner intercepts and runs the football. Now I'm going to tell you about this football team.
Okay,